Hi guys, so today's topic is something that someone commented on my last video about self-reflection needs self-change, which you should watch. You should watch that. I'll put it at the end of this video. Like you can click it and watch it and like and subscribe and do all the fun stuff. But this is what the comment said. So the person had said, "Can you make a video on how to find a reason to go outside?" And let me make sure that was it. So I have created a list of my thoughts. Soon into my list, I realized that they wanted me to explain how to find a reason, which is very different from what I was originally writing. But I'll start from the top. So, to me, the broad idea is stepping out of your comfort zone, okay? Because when you get comfortable with staying inside, for example, your body kind of seeks it. You naturally go towards the comfortable thing, which is fine. But you can get trapped in that cycle of staying in your comfort zone, staying within that bubble, if you will. So the easiest way to get out of it is just stepping out and doing something different, which would be going outside. And I wrote, like, if going outside seems like a hassle to you or like just seems like extra work, that is more of a laziness effect and like you being very comfortable within your bubble. And when it's in that light, because I don't know what this person, how they see going outside like, but if you're seeing it like a hassle or an extra task or just something that you don't want to do or is annoying to think about, you just have to get over yourself. Like, going outside is not that big of a complexity, and when you see it as a hassle or something boring, like, it's not. Like, get up, do something different, get out of your comfort zone ASAP before you rot on your couch for like 24 hours, okay? But that's for if you see it like that. And I know there's another way you can see it is as something scary, or like you just going out, you have thought about going outside so much to where you're overthinking it, and that thought of going outside seems scary. It's causing anxiety. And when it becomes something like that, your mind has twisted the idea of going outside. Thus, you feel like going outside is wrong, like you can't do it. And when it comes to something like that, you really have to get over the mental block of it being quote unquote scary and understand why you think about it that way, because uh, we tend to over analyze or overthink simple situations, and when that happens it can really disrupt how we act. So if it seems like something scary, I can assure you it's not, unless maybe in your predicament it may be. But if you're just overthinking it and you know that there is no consequences with going outside, then there should be no limitations with what you do. So let that be known. Now, some ways to go outside, or like personally for me, I had not a big problem, but like I was in my comfort zone and I was happy with just staying inside, you know, especially during COVID times, like we all got used to being inside. But something that I would do is, if you live with others or you're in a situation where you have people around you, I would say to say yes to everything. And a lot of the times people say no, say no to people if you're such like a people pleaser or whatever. But not on the topic of people pleasing, if you say yes, you're putting almost a responsibility on someone else to make sure you do what you want to do, if that makes sense. So you're saying yes to, let's say, I don't know, going to grab a coffee with a friend, okay? And you were thinking, oh, I don't really want to do that. Like, I have coffee at home, or like, I don't really want to go outside today, it's gloomy, whatever. But when you try to, or like, I'm trying to think of how to explain this properly, but like, when you say yes and have someone to be accountable for you, or like, you kind of, not sign a contract, but like, you don't want to disappoint the person, you know? So when you say yes, you kind of you have to do it now. And that simple yes has just solved a problem that you've been facing. And if there are situations where that happens a lot, where people ask, hey, do you want to hang out? Or, hey, do you want to help me go do this? Or, let's go to the park. Or, all these different scenarios where you and another person or multiple people are going to go out and go do something. You can simply just say yes. Don't even think about it. Just say yes and do it. And you'll be way happier by the end of it. Trust me. Because there are times where I'm like, I don't want to do it. And consistently for a year, I would say, I just said yes. No matter what the thing was, no matter how badly I didn't want to do it, no matter what time of day it was. Well, probably not like bedtime-ish, but like, you know what I mean. During the day. I just said yes and I did the thing, and it's simple. Like, especially if you're not a busy person, like, those mundane, simple routines of just helping someone out or just going to spend time with someone can really change your perspective and just force you to go do something you didn't want to do originally. And it always feels so good after doing it, like after just doing something you don't want to do. For example, studying just feels so good after studying when you have all the knowledge and like you just feel proud of yourself. But that I know that was my whole tangent of what I originally thought before rereading the question and it saying, how can I find a reason? So this is how you can find a reason with my thoughts. My thoughts. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, but it's valuable information still, whether you like it or not. So, okay. I think people they complex a reason to do something, if that makes sense, or a purpose to do something. And it never has to be that complex or specific or well thought out. And I have to tell myself that all the time because I am a big overthinker and I like things to be pretty perfect. So I have to understand that not everything can be as planned out as I want to just for me to begin. Like, I can begin whenever I want. So I shouldn't not limit myself, but slow down just because I feel like I need some type of structure. And I think whoever put the comment or anyone watching, you can take that idea as well, and you don't need a big reason to do something. Like, it can be as simple as going against what you think before. Like, you want to if you like proving people wrong, prove yourself wrong first and do the task that you think is hard, because it's going to feel so good, and that's what's going to motivate you to do it. So, yeah, if you want to if you like proving people wrong, prove yourself wrong first. Or if I think if you can really relate it to yourself and relate the reason to you, it's going to go 1,000 miles farther, because you're forever stuck with yourself. So might as well hold some power within you, or you know what I'm trying to say. But like, I think that's a big lesson, like with people pleasing or like putting your worth into others. Like, if you can't do it for someone else, do it for yourself, And if you can't do it for yourself, you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out how you're gonna do it for yourself, whether it's your future self, your past self, like your childhood self, whatever. Do it for a family member, do it for a friend. Just try to be the best person you can be for you, okay? And that should be your reason. That is a simple reason to just keep pushing and do it for you. You don't need a big, complex reason or why. You just need to do it, okay? And that I wrote, like, just simply a way you can do this is just to, like, or, like, okay, sorry, if you don't have a lot of people who can kind of push you out of this setting, or, like, help you out, I would say. Force yourself to do it. Challenge yourself, do, yeah, challenge yourself. And I wrote, like, put yourself into more social settings, for example, like a mall where you have to interact with people, or just be in a setting where there's a bunch of people and you can people watch, or just like engage in however way you want to, or like go to a park where there's multiple things happening, and you don't need a friend to do that with, because sometimes going outside and being isolated doesn't change the fact, like, it can still feel the same almost, especially if going outside you means interacting and being in a social setting. Going for a walk isn't going to stimulate what you're trying to change. So if you can have small doses, like going to a mall or doing those simpler things, it can really help. Now, if it's just trying to go outside more and be more active and kind of challenge yourself, then yes, going for a walk, doing the simple things, just sitting outside can really help. Or like even in the mornings, if you want to challenge yourself, wake up around sunrise, that around that time where life is still, it's not busy yet, but like people are just starting to wake up and just sit outside. That's gonna feel really good because your day is gonna feel started in such a nice way, and you're challenging yourself in the morning to do something you don't want to do. So that's a great way to do something like that. And yeah, my big idea was like, make sure to step out of your comfort zone. You're really just creating limits for yourself when there should never be limits to what you want to achieve. Yeah, and I think your reason depends on the purpose. Like, again, who you're doing it for should be for yourself. But if it can't be for you, then you can do family members. But it really should be for yourself, because you don't want to start seeking validation within other things when it should really be you. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Again, comment down below fun ideas. I really liked this one. It got me thinking. So yeah, I enjoyed this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. And make sure to go watch my other videos. They're really fun and interesting, and you can comment on all of them if you want. Please do. And yeah, comment fun ideas or just ideas you want me to talk about, topics. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing day. Yeah, bye bye.